you? Moji also pretty back, right? Hi Moji, how are you? My partner Jack. How are you? Good. Today training. Today training. Prudential. No. One is too cold because the Bali Prudential Training Academy is very cold. Cannot lah, practical reasons lah. But Maverick asking me to sell extra yellow shorts for girls. That's what we wear next time in the middle. He asking me to sell yellow shorts for girls who wear skirts. So the women just get Maverick lah. No, but it's true. It's actually a real thing. It's a good thing. She went for way before. My colleagues are. Benji is here, he's lining up. Yes, he's here. Let's go to the real game of Kickstart. You want to share about the city? Hey, what's competitive about it?
Testing.
Yes. All the section. Yeah, this big bag big. Over there. Wait.
Testing. Hello.
Hi everyone. Hi guys. This is a super pre announcement. Sorry, I'm Anthony by the way. Say hi, Anthony. Hi. And give yourselves a hand. Round of applause for you guys for coming early. Good job. Okay. As I see people coming in and giving blank looks and looking around, what must be on their mind is, where am I going to sit? Just for everyone's information, tonight looks like we're going to be having record numbers. So, the solution is going to be, you need to share your beanbag. So either you're brave or they're brave, and they're going to come up to you and say, hi, I'm a stranger, can I share a beanbag with you? Or make it happen yourself. But please, in the spirit of sharing and getting the most out tonight, because we promised a fantastic lineup tonight. Please share your space. So further notice. Thank you guys.
Sorry, green jumpsuit.
Is anybody sitting? Alright.
It's pretty crowded, huh? It's pretty crowded, huh?
Yeah, I've been here many times.
Oh,
So
many times? For different programs? Or?
yeah, different course, different things.
What's your name, Nicholas?
Yeah.
I'm June.
Hi.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Evening.
So are you working?
Currently I'm working.
Where?
yoga, correct? Laughter yoga. I know a little bit about yoga and I know a little bit about laughter. I've never done them both together. So, without further ado, please welcome onto the stage Miss Kitty. Round of applause, come on! Come on! Miss Kitty!
Good evening!
Good evening.
Oh, come on, it's a beautiful evening. Good evening!
Good evening.
Ah, that's a lot better. Before we begin, let me introduce myself a little bit. Hi, my name is Kitty. I come from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm a certified laughter yoga teacher and coach. Now, how many of you have heard about laughter yoga? Great! And how many of you are thinking, what the heck is this woman talking about? Thank you! Now for those of you who are not very clear, laughter yoga is actually a very simple and unique exercise where all of us can laugh without any reason. So tonight, to kickstart our networking, to get some energy pumping, and also to get to know people a little bit more, we are going to do some laughter exercises. Is that okay with everyone? Yes! Awesome! So for that, I will require everybody to please stand. Now, the scientific fact about laughter yoga is this. Your body don't know fake and real laughter. Your body don't know fake and
Real laughter.
real laughter. So what you can do is you can actually start by faking the laughter. Somehow it will catch up. Now 10 to 15 minutes a day of this, you get your mental health, you get your physical health. Is that cool or cool? Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me if you cannot hear me. Can you hear me at the back? Okay, great. Now, usually when we clap, how do we begin clapping? How do we usually clap? Awesome. Now, in laughter yoga, this is how we clap. Open up all your fingers. Fingertips to fingertips. Palm to palm. And this, why we clap like that is because it will activate the acupressure point that is going to give you the health benefit. Okay? So let's clap like this. 1, 2, go. Great. So now to begin our laughter exercises, we begin with some warming up, which is fake laughter. So we go by ho, ha, ha, ho. Awesome! Give someone a high five and say you're a great laughter. Okay, so the second part of laughter yoga is this. It's the part where it's yoga. You must be wondering why laughing and yoga. It's because when we laugh, we need more oxygen, and that's gonna pump up your oxygen for productivity. So everybody, hands on your belly. Yoga, deep breathing all the way to your belly. Now, ladies, I know this could be a bit embarrassing, but it's okay. I have belly too. Yeah, so everybody just deep breathe all the way deep in. Make sure your belly comes out. Ready, go. And out. Ready, go. And out. So after you laugh or even faking laughing, this is how you replenish and catch back your breath. Now, how do we combine laughter with breathing? So everybody put your hands up. When I say take a deep breath in, all I want you to do is pull in and take a deep breath in all the love, all the joy, all the happiness in this world. And then when I say go, you're just going to throw everything out and start laughing. Okay? 1, 2, go. Everybody take a deep breath in. Now, a little bit of exercise to promote the childlike playfulness is little things like this. Very good, and everybody go, yay! Okay, ready to practice? 1, 2, go! Very good, yay! One more time. Very good, yay! Awesome! So now this is the part where we get some interaction and exercises. Now usually when you go up to introduce someone, you just go like, hi, my name is Kitty. Some of you are very nice and cute, some of you are very serious. Right, in laughter yoga, to diffuse everything, we just introduce ourselves and then we laugh. So I'll be like, hi, my name is Kitty. And then you switch to the other person. Your goal is to go shake at least 10 people's hands, okay? Ready? Go!
Especially Rush. Then you told me you were.
Man, I'm so psyched to get started. How about everyone? Does everyone want to start?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, it sounds like you don't want to start. Let's go. Yeah, I will. In just a second. Before I introduce my partner in crime and co-founder of Kickstart, I just want to say, please, everyone, thank you so much, everyone, for coming here tonight. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. And of course, what an amazing venue we have here, the Hall of Awesomeness. Thank you so much to Mind Valley. So please, a round of applause to Mind Valley as well. Thank you, Mind Valley. So, my partner in crime, Maverick, the other co-founder, and the heart and mind and pretty much everything of Kickstart. Please, welcome, Maverick.
Thank you. Anthony always oversell me, so yeah. But thank you so much for coming because we just had I just met Vision this morning and he had like 200 people at an event last night with the help of some alcohol. And I said, you know what, I'll do it with just mineral water. So I think we have like close to 200 people already. Thank you for making it happen. I don't know about Vision, if we can do this consecutively for 6 times, are we going to get a new Hall of Awesomeness? Okay, but having said that, I didn't actually tell him this morning. I think I'll just wait for the crowd to come, that's why I'll announce. Vision has been my personal hero for some time. If you're wondering who's Vision, he's going to come up in a few minutes. Basically, he's the person who built this hall and basically give it to us for free to use. So I technically own it until 10:30 before I start chasing you back and start calling your mom. And we are very glad because he deliberately changed his flight plans just to join us for a quick session and also to listen to Justin a bit. So let's just put our hands together to Vision Academy.
Hi everyone. So Maverick, which I think is the coolest name ever, asked me to give a quick introduction to Mind Valley and Hall of Awesomeness and why we do what we do and why we built this hall. So I'm a dad, I have a 5-year-old son, and I'm a Malaysian, which means my son is going to go through the Malaysian education system in John High School, precisely 6 years in college in 2026. Except that the education system is kind of fucked. And what? I'm a big believer in what means the status quo. To solve an intractable problem, you don't whine about the problem, you build a new vision to make the problem obsolete. So everything we do here at Mind Valley is about hacking education. We built a remarkably successful company building new models of education. We have 250,000 students all around the world. Most of our clients are in the US, our employees come from all around the world. And the reason we're here in Malaysia is because I kind of grew up here. And I really want to do something for KL. Not only do I want to give Malaysia one of the world's best education systems on the planet, but I want to do it in a way that's different from the way education currently works. I believe in self-directed education. Those of you who decided to come here on your own accord are people who I believe support self-directed education. And I believe entrepreneurship is one of the key things we must teach people. So we decided to build this hall as an experiment. What you're in is technically an experimental school. We put 7 million ringgit into this, all our own funding, and we're giving it to Malaysian society for free to tribe builders like Maverick, people like Wuhan who run Webcam, or Zikri who run Incitement. And what we ask from these people are to gather the smartest people in Malaysia in self-directed tribes like this, bring them together in this location, and then use the energy and brain power of the people in this room to shake up society and then shake up the world. Now, if you guys think this sounds like a wild idea, keep this in mind. In the 1970s, it was groups of people gathering in spaces like this that led to Silicon Valley. In one particular group, it was called the Homebrew Computer Club. 2 men who met. A guy by the name of Steve Jobs and a guy by the name of Steve Wozniak started a company called Apple. And so I believe that groups like this are the future of reforming Malaysian society around the idea of entrepreneurship. And that's why we really wanted to support Maverick and everyone else who's here. So anyway, welcome to All of Awesomeness. In the next couple of months, we're going to be launching another 10 groups. And over the next year, we are giving away, Mind Valley is giving away about R1 million a year to people like you who are ready to start movements like this, shake up society, and push Malaysian society forward. Thank you.
Okay. We need to do a pretty special intro, right?
Yeah, correct. It looks pretty boring, so we'll just, but I have permission from Justin to not go through it. But basically, I'm supposed to read. At the age of 25, we only $50 to his name. Justin Herald said about, no, that's really boring. The story that I remember is that he was actually at the church. His dad used to be a minister in the church, and this auntie at the back would actually, poke Justin at the shoulder and say, you know what, Justin, you never amount to anything in your life because you have a lousy attitude. And that became his personal mission to jumpstart something. So he, with $1.25 in his bank account, he went to his first financier, the brother, to pinjam $50. And he printed 3 t-shirts that has really catchy slogans, really sarcastic about attitude. And the next Sunday, he deliberately gave 2 of the t-shirts to his 2 friends and sat in front of the auntie just to spike her. She was quiet after that, but what he did not expect was that people around the church start coming to him and say, hey, your t-shirt is really cool. And as badass as Justin Herald is, he said, yeah, I'm a t-shirt designer. That's how the brand Attitude started. 6 years later, he sold the company for a record of 80 million. And when I first hear his story,
That's Aussie dollars.
Yeah, Aussie dollars. Not even rupiah. So, but when I look for entrepreneurs like Vision and for Justin and people like Justin, because the reason why we start Kickstart is because we want to create a platform for you to start your business. I'm bringing people to basically tell you that you don't need a lot of money to start. You don't need to be very smart, which Justin will actually talk about in a bit as well. All you need is actually just screw it, do something. And I think Vision was just telling me this one. Sometimes to execute the idea, you don't need to put a lot of money in. So what you got to do is, just try it. So let's put our hands together for the man of the hour, Justin Herald.
Turning me on? Yep. How's it going?
Great.
I'm from Australia, so I hope you understand what I'm talking about or what I'm saying, if that's okay. Isn't this an awesome place?
Yes.
Where's Bishop? Is he here? Mate, I've got to say, I'm going to find my next wife out of your staff. Unbelievable. Best looking women I've ever seen in my entire life. Guys aren't too bad, but I'm not that way. Look, I'm going to talk about what I did, how I did what I did, why I did what I did. If you want to get to the next level, all you've got to do All you've got to do is get off your little rumpty-dar, said it a nice way, and give something a crack. Just have, as we say in Australia, have a crack, or have a go. So what you've got to start doing is, you've got the idea in your head, and act upon it. Now, if we all came into this room today, is this not working? It's working?
Yes.
We got a lady to fix it for you. That's what I need the big bucks. Well, we're going around the front. That's how we finish your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no. I just had one of these. Go back around here.
Hello, test.
Just talk amongst yourself.
Okay, while we're fixing that, can I have 2 minutes?
Anthony, dance.
No, I have something even better. So here at Kickstart, and we've grown to know and get kind of love the people at Wine Valley as well. Someone really special in the house, Miss Katrina, please come up. It's a birthday today, everyone. Now she's the special person for us because she has to put up with that crap every time we arrange stuff and get things wrong and forget and blah blah blah. She always reminds us. She's always the guiding light here. So if everyone could put their voices together and sing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Katrina. Happy birthday to you. So we fix the sound. That was really hard. I've laughed so hard in my life.
Have I told you that Mind Valley has great meditation products? So while we wait, while we sort out this little technical issue, let's all meditate. See what happens when you meditate?
Anyone, come here.
Enter, when the lady calls you, you come. Okay, I do see some people standing at the back. Guys, the gentleman thing to do is let the lady sit on your lap and charge $5 per hour. Anthony, I'm running out of jokes.
I know, it's really funny. You should keep going.
That's awkward. This is the only stage that I will actually speak because most clients can't afford me. Because I have stage fright, so it's a good place to announce right now. Is it working now?
Hello. Can we turn it down?
Move off the stage.
Get off, it's my stage. There we go. We done? Can we still turn it down, please? I talk about it. Hello!
Good day.
Look, I talk fast. If I'm talking too fast, can you just put your hand up and say you're talking too fast? Can you turn it down, please? Look, if we came into this room and all the lights were off, all we've got to do is find a switch to flick the light switch on. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah.
When it comes to getting to the next level in your life from a success perspective, all you need to do is find the switch. That's it. You don't have to go and invent the light. You need to find the switch. And you're probably sitting there thinking, well, what are you talking about? I'll give you my switch. As it was told before, stole thunder. My father is a minister, which I know you were thinking that I do look so intelligent. But my dad was the head of the religion I was growing up, which I've got a problem with that. But being a minister's son, everyone inside the church is to tell you how to live your life. The problem I've got with that is I speak before I think, which is a disease. So people would come up to me when I was younger and they'd say, Justin, you've got this problem in your life. And I'd say, well, you really suck in your own life. I'm not sure why you're telling me what to do. Which apparently you shouldn't say that to a minister's wife. I've learned. Anyway, in 1995, a lady came up to me, she said, Justin, you have an attitude problem. I said, no, I don't. She said, you answer everyone back. I said, no, I don't. Until you stop doing that, you're going to end up in a scrap heap. The only reason I decided to start my business, The Switch, I wanted to upset this lady. That was my business plan. No less. You know, sometimes there's a lot of people, which frustrates me a lot. When I help a lot of entrepreneurs get their business to the next level. And it frustrates me because people are waiting for the right time, or they're waiting for everything to fall into place. The right time is when you want it to be, and everything will fall into place as you go along. I was talking to Vision today, and my theory is the destination is the journey. It's not the journey to the destination. You'll never stop learning. So when you start a business, I thought, you know what, I'm going to upset up. It wasn't to set out to be a businessman. It was a thing that I was doing. It was just a means to an end. So when you start a business, you've got to do your research. So I went and did my financial research. So I went to the local ATM machine, and I put my key card in it, and I had $1.25, which you can't upset someone with $1.25. So then I rang up my little brother Dean and said, Dean, I need to borrow some money. He said, why? I said, because I want to upset so-and-so in Dad's church. He goes, all right, here's $50. So I was filthy rich. So then I went and did my market research. Now back in those days, I was 25. I had a Mini, right? But I had, you know what a Mini is? The old Mini stuff, right? But I had no petrol in the Mini, and I didn't want to use my working capital for fuel. So my parents gave me $5. Now if you own a Mini, $5 gets you a very long way. So I did my research, was how far would that get me and back, and how many printers would be in the area. You know, as dumb as this might sound, the amount of people that do not do any research before they start a business blows me away all the time. It's easy to do research. It's a thing, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. Google. Not that hard, is it? So anyway, so I did my research. There was one place that I could afford to go to in fuel, basically. So I rang up Marty. Marty is one of my best mates. We used to do nothing together, and we were really good at it. I said, I'm going to start a business today. He said, do you know how? I said, no. He said, can I come along and watch then? I said, you can come along and watch, I don't care. The one thing I'll say right now, and you'll see this throughout the next half an hour or so, is you have to have fun. No matter what you're doing, it's got to be fun. Has anyone ever met a business person, like you've known someone, right, and they were really fun, and then they became a business person? What the hell happened to you? So you've got to have fun, because it gives you the freedom. When you own your own business, it gives you freedom. So, and it gives you potentially time to enjoy yourself. So we went out to this printer, and I walked in and said, I've chosen you out of every single person I could go to be my printer, which wasn't a lie. I just couldn't afford to go to anyone. And I said, I want you to be my printer. And he said, that's fantastic. I said, I'm thinking the same thing. Then he asked me a question I wasn't expecting. He said, how much money do you have? I said, I have $50. And he said, well, you need $680. I said, well, if I had $680, I would have just said to you, I have $680. But as I said to you, I have $50. Can we have the $50 conversation, not the $680? And he goes, I can't do it. He said, but, and I said, well, you're missing the opportunity. And he said, what opportunity? I said, to make $50. It's a pretty simple conversation at this point. You know, if you start up anything, do not expect it to work, right? You have to actually expect it not to work. The only time you'll grow your comfort zone is when you're out of it, not in it. So what we've got to start doing is understanding that not everything's going to work, and you won't understand what you need to do next because you've never done it before. There's always people trying to map it all out. I'll give you my business credentials. I know some of you are thinking, what's your credentials? I've never done a profit and loss. I've never done a forecast, never done a budget, never borrowed money, and never had an overdraft. And the only thing I passed in school was lunchtime. So that's my business credentials in a nutshell. So In the end, he said, I'll do it, but never tell anyone. And I still remember saying to him, who's ever going to listen to me talk? So, Attitude started off as a slogan t-shirt company originally. Our competitor for you guys, because we didn't really make it that big over here, was No Fear, which I know was big over here. So I had slogans such as, it's all about luck, just ask any loser. I don't have an attitude problem, you have a perception problem. My personal favourite, sarcasm is just another service I provide. Sold 3 of those to 3 of my mates. One of them was my brother. And Dean said to me, I gave you $50, why do I have to pay $20 for a swimsuit? I said, because I'm a businessman, Dean. We all... Welcome. So we all went to church the following Sunday, we all walked in at the same time, we all had the same t-shirt on, we all sat on the front row, and this lady walked in and she was ticked. It's the best $50 I've ever spent in my entire life. Now, I wasn't expecting a great deal from that. I think a lot of people in startups especially have unrealistic expectations because they think it's going to be huge, but have to figure out that it might not be. So, you know, when people say, do you have a plan B? You know that saying? I've got a plan Z, just in case B doesn't work, and C doesn't work, and D doesn't work. So you've got to continue on, right? After that, I wasn't expecting anything from that. So after that day, people come up and said to me 2 things. Number 1, I love your t-shirt. I said, thank you. Number 2, can I buy one? I hadn't thought that far ahead. So the only time I'll talk about my figures is just now to show you how it went. I'm very big on growing a business without spending any money and growing a business, as they say, organically. So if you can make one thing and sell it and then make 2, you've got a good business model. So my 3 shirts I sold could make 6. So 6 make 12, 24, 48, 26. Need a calculator after that. Just give you some feedback. And that's the way the business grew, the model that I use. I use that in all of my businesses, which I own about 18 of them now. And my first year's turnover was $50 startup. The first year's turnover was $980,000. The second was $2.5 million, $5.5 million, $4.5 million. 22.5 million. The last round of the business was $37.5 million. So that went okay. The good thing, though, about $37 million, besides the cars, I love cars, but besides the cars, it became an international brand. So now, wherever that lady goes on holidays throughout the world, I'm upsetting her globally. So I didn't know what to do, and there'd be people in this room that want to start something, but you go, I don't know what to do. That's the best position I believe you can be in. Because if you did know what is about to be involved, you'd freak out, right? So I thought, what do I want to do? And common sense is not common anymore. So if 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, don't do it. Now I know this is all too deep for some people, so I'm going to get even deeper. My secret to success, my theory to success is pretty simple, and I live by this. If what you're doing right now is working for you, you're doing it the right way. If it's not working for you, you're doing it the wrong way. It's not rocket science, but if you do that all the time, every day you'll be able to see and track your success, whether it's on track or not on track. And that's where people actually don't look at anything, and then 6 months later they go, oh wow, I'm not on track. So I started to sell to my friends and friends of my friends and mates of my friends, and that's the way that I grew my business. And after a while I ran out of people that liked me. So I thought, well, I can't really sell to people that don't like me. So I thought, well, what do I do? And I had a brilliant idea, because I'm an ideas man. I thought, there's shops out there that sell clothing. And I had clothing to sell them. Brilliant. So I went out and saw a shop in Sydney, where I'm from. And this is the conversation I had with the person. I walked in. I said, hello, I'm from Attitude. And the guy said, I've never heard of it before. I said, well, you wouldn't have, because I haven't told you about it. He goes, no one's asking for it. I said, they're not asking for it because I haven't told you about it. I haven't told you about it, so you don't know what it is. But if someone else had heard about it, they'll ask you about it. You still don't know what it is, and you won't know what they're talking about. So how do I take it? He goes, well, there's no demand. I said, there's no demand because no one's asking for it. No one's asking for it because you haven't tell me that. If I tell you, you might put it in, you go, oh, it's back in the store, but no one's going to find it. And someone came to me one day and said, excuse me, do you have anything new that I've never heard of? And you'd go, yes, at the back of my store. And they're going to go up there and say, can I buy that please? And you're going to go, cha-ching, yes you can. So they're going to wear it to their mate's barbecue a couple of weeks later, and their mates or their friends are going to say, I love that shirt. Where did you get that shirt from? And they're gonna say from your surf store. So they're gonna come into your surf store 2 weeks later and say, my mate bought a shirt from you 2 weeks ago. Can I buy the same one? Which is what we call demand. But we can't get to demand because you're an idiot and you won't let me tell you about it. You know what he said to me? When does demand come back and see me? Has anyone ever met a stupid person? You know it's illegal to hit people now. You're not allowed to do that anymore. But this works, right? The next time, I call them numbnuts. But the next time you're in front of a stupid person, if they're doing a head in your head, give them a mental headbutt. That's the truth. So I left that store all dejected because I'm not sure if anyone's been in this. You've got this. You get excited. And you've got this, all excited, and then someone says, nah, it's not going to work. And it's like letting the air out of a balloon. So I'm walking back, and I'm not sure if you'll understand, do you know what a pity party is? You know when you have a grumble to yourself? We call it pity parties. I don't know why. But walking back to my having a great whinge to myself. I get into my car at the customer car park, and I had an epiphany. I don't know how to spell it, but I know I had one. Up until that point, I was listening to every single person around me tell me how I should be doing things. Anyone got people around you like that? Yeah, this is where the mental headbutt comes in. Huh? But it was that minute I actually figured out that all my friends, I don't know what you would call it here if you even had the same thing, but we call it the dole, like they weren't working and the government was paying them wages. You know, they've got no clue what they're talking about. So I decided from that day and that day on to run my business one way and one way only. Nothing that I'll say tonight will be anything that you probably haven't heard before. I'll probably say it in a different way. And I decided that day to run my business wholly and solely through my personality. Now, if you don't have a personality, we are selling them at the door on the way out, 2 for the price of 1. But everyone has a personality. What makes you you is what your customers, your clients, whatever you want to call them, will be attracted to your business. It's you before product. Right? People put product before themselves. So I thought, you know what? I can be me. That's easy. Now, the me that I am, I'm not serious. I'm never serious. And people, like if you came to my business, you would know who the boss was. I'm always the one getting in trouble, really. And if you say you really shouldn't go and do something, I'm going to go and do that now because I now know what upsets you. So I thought, I'm going to run my business that way. So I'm sitting in the customer car park at this surf store, and I ring up 4 of my mates actually. And I said, I need you guys to come over tonight. You know what mates are?
Yeah.
Friends? Yeah, cool, that's in Australia. Aye. So I ring up 4 of my friends. I said, I need you guys to come over tonight. They said, why? I said, I'm having a board meeting because I'm a business. I come over that night and I said, what's up? I said, well, one of you to ring this surf store once a week and this is all I want you to say. Week 1, ring. Hello. Do you have any attitude gear? No, we don't. Week 2, ring. Hello. Do you have any attitude gear? No, not yet. Week 3, ring. Hello. Do you have any attitude gear? The guy goes, no, but a few people have been asking for that brand. Really? Week 4, do you have any attitude gear? The guy goes, no, we're waiting for the rep to come back in because there's such a demand for his product. See, if you put your personality into anything, it has to work. May not work the way you want it to, but it's going to work. See, if you become one of these businessmen, you're stuffed, really, because you're not actually operating from an emotional perspective. I'm emotionally attached to my business somewhat, but I have to put myself into it. See, and the other thing when it comes to business owners, the biggest issue I think they have is they don't listen. See, selling's all about listening. I didn't hear this guy say, I don't like it. I heard him say, no one's asking for it. So I thought, I'll just get people to ask for it. So the following day I went into this store. I didn't know that 2 brothers owned this store at the time, which was good for me, so I went in and it was a different brother. So I had all my stuff in my bag, walked in, put my bag on the ground. I said, hello, I'm from a brand you probably never heard of called Attitude. He goes, stop. He goes, everyone is asking for your brand right now. Just leave my 4 months, really. He put an order in for $1,872. It was time for financial retirement there in my life up there. Sold out for 2 weeks. I tried to get it in more stores, had a bit of success, but you know, if success was easy, everyone would be successful. So it's not that easy. So it's a matter of pushing through the barriers. So had a bit of success, didn't have any success, and I thought, you know what, I need to try and figure out if this thing's going to work or not going to work. Something that apparently is not motivational, and I don't like being called a motivational speaker, I actually prefer to be activational, but you've got to learn also to become a strategic quitter. It is good use of the quitting word, yes it is. Not everything's going to work, and sometimes you've got to learn how to walk away from things so you don't waste time and money on something that's not going to work. So I wanted to see if this was going to work. I knew that my mates liked it. I knew that other stores sort of liked it, but then I think, what do I do? So I thought I'm going to go and see if the normal person likes it. So I decided to go to a market in Sydney to see if people liked it. You know, if they didn't like it, I would have just gone and done something else to upset the lady. So I rang up Marty one day. I said, I'm going to start at the market. Do you want to come? He said, no. I said, I'll pay $100 a day if you do. You guys would love to come and support your dream, Justin. So we went out. No one didn't know what to do. So they provided you with a trestle a table. And that was it. So Marty goes, what do we do? I said, I don't know. I said, why don't you chuck all the shirts on the table? He goes, oh, sounds like a good idea. So we put all the shirts on the table. It wasn't in styles, wasn't in sizes, it was just a big pile of shirts, right? 9 o'clock, basically, people started coming through this market. 9:15, I'd sold out. There were lines and lines and lines of people wanting to buy my shirt. And halfway through the selling frenzy, Marty turns to me and says, I think they think it was someone else. I said, I don't care. Shock the living daylights out of you. You know the one person you need to impress on a daily basis is not your friends, it's not your husband, not your wife, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, your employees. It's no one, it's yourself. You've got to sit there and go, oh crap, I didn't know I could do that. That means you're outside your comfort zone. So it took off in the markets. And then one thing that I was taught, my brother, I'll talk about my brother in a minute, but my brother and I, Dean's very successful as well. And we've had great parenting. And our parents have always, and my dad especially, told us when we were younger, your only job in life, when you're going through life, is to find people smarter than you and learn from their mistakes. It's a good example, a good principle. Now, there's that whole theory that people apparently should just help you for nothing. I don't believe that. I'll pay for good advice because it's going to save me a lot of money from making a bad decision. So anyway, I thought, well, I need to go and ask this guy in the markets and if I'm doing a good job. And he said, no, you're not. He said, well, you're an idiot. And I said, why? He said, because it's not busy. And you know, sometimes when you've got something happening in your life business, you get advice from someone, sometimes asked for, or sometimes they give it without permission, and it doesn't sort of go with what's actually happening right now. You know what that's called? Bad advice. Simple. That's as simple as it is. So I thought, I'm not going to let you. And I started to watch. This is how I believe I succeeded in business. I started to watch what my competitors were doing in this market store, and they were not looking after the customer. They were not giving a customer an experience. So I thought, I'm going to do that. So everyone that came into a market store, which I'm not sure about over here, but in Australia, markets aren't really the best place to be, right? They're just the lower end. We gave them such an experience. So then when they had to go and compare my shirt against someone else's, they can compare price, they can compare design, but I've now put another thing into it, which is experience. They have to compare experience. So if they're not going to get an experience from someone else, I win. My business took off big time. Then I started listening to my customer. The best way you can grow a business is get your customers that are paying you to become your salespeople. So I had my people would come all the time and they'd say, Justin, I love your stuff, but I can't find it anywhere but here. And I'd say, look, you won't find it in surf stores because apparently I'm not a surf brand. You won't find it in sports stores because apparently I'm not a sports brand. You won't find it in Australian-only stores because I'm not an American brand. You won't find it anywhere, really. And I'd say to them, listen, could you do me a favour? And you know why your customers will do you a favour? Because they will like you. What's that got to do with? Your personality. We get where I'm going. Your personality, you being you is the most important aspect. If you're a nice person and we're not the best product in the country, you still go okay. If you've got the best product in the country and not a nice person, you're not going to do okay for very long. So if people liked me, because we had fun with our customers, and I'd say to them, could you do me a favour? And I'd say, sure. I say, can you take some of my business cards? The next time you're in a surf sport, whatever store that you think that my brand would be good for, because there's only one of me, so I can get around everyone, can you do me a favour and just say to the owner of the store, look, I do a bit of work for this brand which you've never heard of, related to. It would suit your shop really well. I'm on holidays at the moment, so I've got no stock with me. But if you're in a head office, they'll send a rep out to show you the entire range. Now, I was the guy that I was going to go and see them. I was going to come back and pack the box. I was going to then deliver it, and I was going to ring them up in an American accent from the accounts department. I was a one-man band. But on average, I pick up between 15 and 25 stores every single week, purely based upon my customer who paid me 20 bucks for a t-shirt going out there to promote my brand. Why? Because I like the brand, yes, but I like the bloke as well. And my business took off. So much so that, and I won't go into it, but the media did a lot of stories on me. There's a show in Australia called A Current Affair, which is like a current affairs type show. It doesn't take us much in Australia. And we go to the milk store, which has milk in it. And the corner store, which is on
the corner.
So anyway, there's a show called Current Affair. They rang up one day and they said they want to do a story. Why? Because this whole $50 startup thing, which for me was a no big deal, because when you've got $1.25 in the bank, you don't really tell anyone when you're 25, because it doesn't help with pick up chips, so you just sort of keep that on the down low. But the media thought it was fantastic. But the night that I went on air, on TV, on this Current Affairs show, 187 stores in the first 30 minutes run me, put my brand into their store. And I decided from that day that I was never going to spend a single cent on advertising, and I never have. I used, some people say manipulate, tomato, the media to grow my business. There's a lot of easier ways out there to grow your business without spending money. But this is not going to make sense to some people. It may take you a long time to find a shortcut. Think about that for a while. You don't have to go and spend money all the time. Don't be in a rush to give someone else your hard-earned cash when it could be in your own pocket. My business took off, and I'm sitting in my garage one day, because I started my whole business from my garage. This will be my last story. And it's on the principle of opportunity. Right, there's a lot of funky words out in the marketplace. Focus, commitment, and the other one's opportunity. That word does my head in because the amount of people that sit in front of me on a daily basis, and the first thing they're in startup, the first thing they say is, I'm waiting for that next opportunity to come past. An opportunity is something you never had before. So if you haven't had it before, how do you know what it looks like when it comes past? Are we following me here? I think an opportunity is something you create, but it doesn't come in. So I think what we've got to do is take the first step before we actually do a lot of other stuff. And this is where there's people that do business plan, they're death by business plan. But business, this is my personal theory, don't shoot the messenger because I'm always right, I've got the microphone. But a business plan is a wish list. You've never done it before. You've never created a business, but now apparently, on paper, I know everything. It's not going to always work that way. So I sit and go, what do you want to do all that? But so, what the hell am I talking about? Opportunity. So, what you've got to do is create go the first step. So I'm sitting in my garage, and my phone rings, and the lady on the phone said, hello, it's Phillips. We would love to license your brand. And I said, well, you can get stuff. And I hung up the phone. She rings back. She goes, we must have got cut off. I said, no, I hung up the phone. Here it comes again. See, my friends and I'll tell you why. My friends and I, we've all grown up together since 14. We all own our own businesses. We all play practical jokes on each other. We never want to grow up. I want to be Peter Pan for the rest of my life. But we just love setting up each other, right? And I'm going to prove this to you. So I thought it was one of my friend's wives trying to set me up on the phone, right? It wasn't. She rings back for the third time. She goes, don't hang up the phone. I mean, oh crap, it's a real person. She goes, why did you hang up the phone? And I told her about the practical joke, and she goes, oh, that's so funny. She goes, come in tomorrow, we want to license your brand. I said, no problems whatsoever. Now, I used to be married to a woman. And she had a disease, which I think most women have, maybe not in this country, but in Australia they do. There's a lot of women here. And that disease was, still is, she just had to know who was on the phone to all the time. Freaking annoying, really? Because you start telling her, you know what it is? Why ask? Then I got off the phone, she said, who's that? I said, that was Phillips. She said, what do they want? I said, they want to license my brand. She said, what's licensing? I said, I've got absolutely no idea. Your future success, I'll give you a 100% guarantee, will have nothing to do with what you currently know. You know why? If it did, you should be there by now.
Correct.
Serious. So there's new stuff you've got to learn. So that new stuff could be going to a meeting you've got no clue about. And I work this out. So the following day, went into my first meeting ever. I'd never been into a meeting. And as I said, the only thing I passed in school was lunchtime, so I might have missed that having to go to a meeting class, but I didn't know what to wear. So I had a bit of a girl moment. What do I wear? And Marty was over and he goes, what did they say? I said, they saw me on a current affair. He goes, well, wear what you had on the TV show. Okay. So I went in with, I don't know what you call them here, what do you call them, thongs? Slippers. Really? They call them slippers. Don't they wear slippers at night time? Flip-flop. Oh, it's getting even worse. Anyway, I had flip-flops on, I had holes in my jeans before it was stringy, and I had manicured t-shirt. That was my business attire. Went into Philips head office, and as soon, you know Philips, I'm talking about the TV stereo people, you know Philips?
Yeah.
So I went into their head office, and as soon as I walked in, I was in boy heaven. Gadgets. I love gadgets. TVs, stereos, mobile phones, all that, buttons. If there's an option for me to put an extra button in one of my cars, it doesn't have to be connected. I just want to have a button everywhere. So I walked in and I walked up to the receptionist. I said, hello, she goes, oh, you're the bald man they try to look out for. I felt like saying, you're not as fat. But I didn't. I kept that one internal. She said, follow me. So I said, okay. So we start walking down this corridor. It's like two elephants fighting under a blanket. But anyway, walking down this corridor. Well, we get past his office, and this guy walks out and he goes, you're here. And I am. And he's there. And went back in his office. Kept walking a bit further. Another guy comes out and he goes, oh, I've been dying to meet you. I said, mate, me too. Went back in his office. I'm thinking, is this how a meeting's done? Like, don't you meet like a bit longer than that? Like, and I said to this lady, how do they know who I am? And she goes, I don't know. I'm just the receptionist. She was a sour sack of a lady. She'd been bathing in lemon juice, I reckon. We get to these two double doors. She flings open these double doors and walks in the world's biggest boardroom with the world's longest boardroom table down the middle, and 34 men in suits staring at me. Have you ever been somewhere and you can physically feel yourself leave your comfort zone? Now, the one thing that I am extremely comfortable, which apparently is obviously for most people, is what I'm doing right now. I love talking. I didn't know I was good at it. I didn't want to become a speaker. It was just one of those things when I sold my brand, people wanted to hear about it. But one-on-one, we had this discussion. One-on-one, I sort of struggle a little bit, more so though when it's idle chit-chat, when you don't know the person, like you get into a lift, elevator, whatever, and like I'm there with someone I don't know, I'm not saying anything. Or I'll go to, and my head will go, no. Then I'll go to say something else, no. So the first guy comes up and he goes, oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, I was going to use that one. Shook her head. Next guy comes up, and I'll never forget this. He walks up and he goes, my wife bought me this tie just for our meeting. Really? Another guy comes up and does his handshake, where his hand's up on the top of my hand, which apparently means he's more dominant. It's like my leg, mate. I said, hello everyone. They said, would you like to sit down? I said, yes I would. So they're sitting down on this side of the table, or not? And they sat on the other side of the table. Like, really? I sat next to me. And they're straight into it. There was no reason we asked you to come here, none of that. Straight into it. With words I've never even heard of before. It was an hour-long meeting. About 5 minutes into the meeting, I'm thinking, You've got the wrong guy. Should I say something? One of us for dinner. I tuned out. Thinking, you got the wrong guy. 45 minutes into the meeting, they said, so what do you think? I said, I don't know. What's it going to cost them? They said, no. We pay you to put your name in our series of television and pay you a royalty for every single one photo. I said, why would you do that? They said, that's licensing. I said, look, I really don't understand licensing. Then their lawyer said, so you don't understand licensing. I said, I'll say it again slowly. Oh, I don't understand licensing. I think the Justin Herald interpretation, the most valuable asset anyone has in their business is your intellectual property. You have trademarking over here?
Yeah.
You need to trademark your brand. No ifs, no buts, you need to do it. Because that will stop other people stealing your idea. I didn't know, as I said before, I got smarter people to give me advice. I paid, you hear that? Paid smarter people to give me their advice. It worked big time. And a smart person told me I needed to trademark my brand, which it's a very hard thing in Australia to do, to trademark a word out of the dictionary. No one told me that, so you don't know the information, you don't know. So I got it in the end. But by this stage I had a lot of countries where I had ownership. And I said to them, oh, I thought I had to pay you. They said, no. I said, I don't know now. But because I thought that then, I haven't listened to anything you said. So if you don't mind, can we start all over again? And you hear the collective people going, you're an idiot. But they started again, and I'm listening this time. Now, if my friends were here, they'd back me up. I've never done anything for money. It's just the thing, making money is a byproduct of doing a good job. But if you give me something for free, I love free things. I love it. So I'm thinking, what can I get for free? So excuse me, I said, so you pay me to put my name on your brand. Can I get a free television as part of the deal? They said, no problem, and they kept on talking. I'm still stuck back at, no problem, I've got a free television. What else I can get for free? And one more thing, because you've got to respect yourself. I said, so you're giving me a free television? I said, do you want me to sign the deal? Yeah. Can I get a stereo to go on my television then? Yeah. They kept on talking. So they get to the end of it, they said, so what do you think? I said, I'll do it. They said, would you like to think about it? I said, no, I'm getting a free television, a free stereo, and nothing to think about. Then they said, would you like to negotiate? I said, didn't we just do that? I forgot about the money thing. They said, no, we paid you. I said, oh. So I said, well, let's negotiate. I said, what do you do? I said, well, you start. I said, I'm not starting, you start. I said, you start. And they all had to say, you start. I said, I'm not starting. I was having the TV stereo. If you want to pay me, you start. Now I'm in a huge room by myself. I'm expecting them to say, would you excuse us for a minute and just wait outside while we have a chat? No. They all get up and go to the corner. By myself. And you can't look at them because we've got the group spy looking at you to make sure you're not looking at them. And they come back. Some people say dumb stuff, right? They come back and they sit down and say, we've had a discussion. They pull out a piece of paper. Pull out a piece of paper. I wrote a figure down on the back of this piece of paper, put face down the walls on this slippery sporting table and slip it across. Now in business, as we know, it's about staying calm and collected. I know that, I'm a businessman. So pick up my piece of paper. There you go, nice day, beautiful top. Shocking! Has anyone ever seen a figure that's so big that it's just quicker to count the commas? Now I've always been the king of the dumb question. I can't tell you the exact figure, but it was more than 3 times my second year's turnover. Right? So, what is it? So first time question, is that a full stop or a comma? That's a full stop. I said, so it was a 3-year deal. So I said, this gets paid over 3 years. They said, no. That's per year. Top half of my body was extremely calm. Underneath. Do you know what? I did look around right then, looking at everyone in that room, thinking, do you look like a relative of any of my friends? Because this would be the best crack up. Then I asked a dumb question. I said, you know how I'm getting that free TV and free stereo? I said, does it come out of this price? They said, no, it's free. I said, well, I'll do that then. Then Harry Van Dyke, who was the worldwide CEO of Philips, comes out. He goes, I like doing business with you. Because I like doing business with you too. Went for another couple of hours. They give me my check. And some people don't have a sense of, I like making people laugh, but some people don't have a sense of humour. So it was a big check. I said, do you reckon? Oh, you know what reckon? Yeah. Americans don't. Do you reckon? I could get like one of those big like novelty checks, like you carry up in my Do you know what their reaction was? I said, that was funny. So then I'm about to leave. So it's 3.5 hours in my 1 hour meeting. I'm about to leave. And I get to the door. And when I hang on, they all froze. I said, where's my TV and stereo? They said, I will deliver that. I said, no, bugger that for a joke. I'm taking it with me. Why? I said, well, when I left home, I said to my ex-wife, she said to me, how long will you do? I said, an hour-long meeting, we'll be back in an hour and a half, I suppose. She said, don't go to the pub, bar, on your way home. I said, I'm not going to. She said, you better not. Well, I'm going now because you're making an issue of it, but I'm not going to. If I then get home, 4.5 hours later, when I walk in, she's going to go, where have you been? I'm going, I've been at the meeting. No, you haven't. You've been at the bar. No, I haven't. I've been at the meeting. Why did it take so long? Well, it took so long, so I said this, and I said this. Then I said this, and she's going to go, you're an idiot. But if I walk into the house with a television, it's the first I'm a legend. And you see half the blokes in the room going. I said, so I take it with me now. They said, we don't have any here. I said, yes, you do. They said, no, we don't. I said, yes, you do. I said, you do. They said, where? I said, in the foyer. The sour lady got out there, all she's doing is looking at all these TVs. I take one of them off the wall. And they said, we don't have any boxes for the ones on the wall. They said, I want a box. If I take this home in a box, for the next 3.5 weeks, I'm cut up in little pieces to put in my bin. And halfway through that process, I'm going to go, oh, you know what? Which we have a thing called a council clean-up day, which you put all your garbage out the front and everyone will be well. I said, I'm going to wait for that. And my ex is going to go, better not forget. I'm going to, as if I'm going to forget, you're going to remind me about it all the time, aren't you? But then I'm probably going to be away on the weekend with this clean-up thing, and I would have forgotten the box. And she's going to go into the garage and go, he's forgotten the box. I'm not going to do anything about it. So instead of her going up the front and putting it on the front door, so it gets picked up, she's going to leave it in the garage and teach me a lesson. So when I get home, instead of her saying, thank you so much for working for me and Jimmy Choo, she's going to say, you forgot your box! You know what the frickin' box in the first place? Yeah, you're arguing over a cardboard box, and once again you see all these blokes going, I said, no. So they take me out the front, they let me pick, I'll say, oh, that TV, oh, that stereo, the guy wraps it up, puts it in the back of my car, I say goodbye to everyone, see you, you too. Walk into my car, got a big check, get beside my car, all the stuff's in the back seat. And I did something I still do that most people forget. Can anyone remember the first customer you ever had, ever? Anyone? First conversation, first person that liked your business? But now, we're business people. We forget to get excited. See, excitement leads to passion, and passionate people produce. So if you're not getting excited, that's where your business ain't working. Oh yeah, make some money. Get excited. It's better than going broke. You know, people get more, have more emotions about things not working than they do about things working. But I'm an outside excitement person from the outside perspective. So I get and I look at all the stuff that I just did from a meeting I had no clue about. And I'm doing the whole. And I look up, and here they all are looking out the window. You know what? The reality is most people would not have gone to that meeting. You know what? They didn't know what it was about. Your future success could be just around the corner if you take your blinkers off. Right? You've got to start learning. There's better ways of doing business. I'm constantly trying to figure out a better way of doing business and doing business by going and finding information from people who are doing business better than me. Constantly learning. If the minute you stop learning, that's a die. Come on up. I want to finish on one last thing. I'll just give the end of the attitude story for it. I sold attitude. Sorry, go back a bit. When I was driving home from the meeting, I thought, oh, I like this licensing thing. Didn't know about it. So I decided to see what else I could license. So I ended up over the next 3 or 4 years licensing to over 180 odd companies throughout the world with over 900 products that they sold underneath their company. and that range from underwears, BMX bikes, motorbikes, cars, you name it. I've got between 2 and 22.5% of all their turnover of any product. All because one stupid woman told me I had an attitude problem. Serious? That's about as hard as it gets. I think we complicate things too much. If you unlearn and uncomplicate and keep everything simple to the point where if 1 + 1 is not equaling 2, you're doing it wrong. And that's about as easy as it gets. Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, we'll be bringing Justin back later for a little Q&A, and we're actually putting a little new spin on Kickstart. We at about 9:20, we actually open the floor to another set of questions. If you have a specific question that you want to ask Justin about business, he can do personal life as well, but let's just stick to business. He will actually give you speed coaching on the spot. So, it's something that we just thought about last night when we were driving from the airport, and he actually agreed to it. So think of the question in your mind. I think we only have time for like 2 or 3 questions.